and welcome to the Weekly Update, the show where we talk about some practical news stories from the past week that can actually have impact on your daily digital life. So,
quite a show today. We got some interesting topics to talk about.
Definitely some topics that I think will have more of a higher level, possible theoretical conversation. Maybe we'll see.
I think Boomer Dad's ranting is going to be turned on to high in today's presentation or today's show.
Okay, so first one we want to highlight is interesting article coming out of Wired last week or this week, where apparently there have been a few public service announcements from law enforcement agencies and actually a pastor themselves publicly saying to their community, hey, folks are deep faking AIing me in order to scam you for your money.
I have actually written an article on this very issue that we published probably about 5 or 6 months ago, saying that AI has changed the playing field when it comes to social engineering. Like, this is social engineering from an AI perspective. So, you know, if I want to scam a community of followers that believe everything that I'm going to say, then what better way to do that than pretend to get an AI to create a fake pastor? Because as we know, all you need is about 3 seconds of a voice clip, as well as a picture, to create a live, basically AI twin of whoever it is, be it a church pastor who now goes online, starts saying things like "send me money," and then all of a sudden, guess what? Their followers, their petitioners. Their followers, they all of a sudden start sending in the money, right? Believing that it's actually the real pastor when in fact it's not. It's an AI clone.
Yeah, which makes sense because, you know, pastors, I guess people don't really think of them as like social media influencers, but you know, in the day and age that we live in, where a lot of churches will live stream sermons, essentially,
especially the mega churches.
Well, I'm not talking about mega churches. I'm talking about like the average local community church place of worship. Some of them are
streaming too.
A lot of them will stream their content. Yeah. So essentially they are content creators.
I mean, it's almost getting to the point where seeing is no longer believing, right? I mean, AI is getting so good now that when you're watching something online, it's really hard to say, is that real or is it not, right? So, you know, when these people start asking you for cash online or other things that they may want from you, one has to start to question themselves and say, you know, maybe I don't want to do it right now. Maybe I'll wait till I get to church to talk to my pastor first before I do something like that, just to make sure that they are who they say they are. But this is a really good example of social engineering being used via AI, right?
Or, you know, maybe going to the church's website directly.
Yeah, that too.
If you are looking to do donations charitably from like a remote distance, not via links you see on social media. I think, going to the website. Because I would assume, like most charities and such, they have donation links built into their website. Yeah,
I think one has to expect now, anybody who has any kind of influence within a large group or a large population, you got to expect that they're probably going to be AI cloned by the criminal element to be used to their advantage, right? Mm-hmm. Like it's a given, right? And so as a result of that, we have to become so much more careful.
Yep. So you brought this article to my attention that was posted a few weeks ago, or that last week, and it kind of made me go, oh, right. Phones can get incredibly dirty.
They can, right? Like they've done. There's been other good research on this where they like swab phones and then put them in petri dishes to see what pops up, and it's amazing what pops up off of these phones, right? So this, I mean, it's just another reminder that you really don't think about it, right? That you should be cleaning your phones. I mean, some people, there's these little devices. Now I have one where it uses infrared, right?
I've seen those, yeah.
Yeah, you put your phone in there, you put it in there for like 10 or 20 seconds, and the infrared or whatever it uses kills all the bacteria and that kind of stuff. But one of the things that they mention here is that you just use an isopropyl alcohol wipe.
70%.
Yeah. You just do that and wipe it to clean it. And you may want to think about doing that every week, right? Which kind of makes sense to me.
It's also recommending using harsh cleaners.
Don't do it.
Which makes a lot of sense because if your phones have a protective coating, kind of wiping that away with a harsh cleaner. So
yeah, a good example of that is last year or the year before that, we put on solar a film on our windows because our entire side of the house is windows, so it felt like a fishbowl or a hothouse, right? Like you could grow tomatoes in our place with how much the heat it came in. So we put in the film to help, and it reduced it dramatically. But one of the things we were told is don't use any kind of harsh cleaners on this, like Windex or anything. Don't do that, right?
Actually, the article here says don't use Windex.
Well, there you go, right? Just don't do it because it breaks it down. So.
Okay.
But something that we just don't think about when it comes to our technology. So again, the takeaway on this is for those of us that have phones, once a week, think about wiping it down, right?
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Anyways.
Okay. So one of the big stories last week.
Oh, yeah.
At least French authorities are launching some kind of investigation on it. But there has been an increased number of reports of users and content, child sexual abuse material images, or undressing or deep nudifying people, and images being shared without consent, being created via the Grok AI, which is the Twitter AI essentially, or the X AI.
Elon Musk.
Yeah. Which is interesting. Now, I did see X did come out and say, yes, there have been a small case of people who have gotten around their protections.
There's been a few, actually. England's launched another one as well because somebody targeted their one of the princesses who's going to be the queen. I forget what her name is. But
I don't follow that stuff.
Anyways, she was targeted with this as well. I guess the way they were getting around it was saying, show princess whoever wearing a see-through bikini. Right. And so guess what? Guess what happened?
X does say they do have some parameters and filters in place in order to prevent abusive images like that.
Yeah. Kind of like talking about Hitler and that kind of stuff when some of the responses they got back there too.
Right.
Just saying.
Now, interesting enough, there were a lot of upvoted threads on this conversation. And one of the most popular ones was an individual suggesting that, well, Grok is not technically liable because that's like saying if you draw something illegal with a pen, you don't sue the people who make the pen. You don't sue the Parker company.
Yeah, but the pen is an inanimate object. It doesn't have technology built into it that's been programmed, right? Like that's the difference. So
how's it different from say using like Photoshop? So okay, there's an image of someone fully dressed, and then I nudify it through editing in Photoshop or plop it into an AI.
Because
why is that different?
Because you're doing the editing, whereas Grok is doing the editing for you. There's the difference, right?
Well,
in Photoshop, you got to go in and you got to do everything to edit it, right?
Yeah,
whereas
but
Grok, all you do is you drop the picture in and
you're not the one that's programming the cutting tool or the paintbrush.
No, but you're still the one doing all that kind of stuff, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. For these people who are saying that, X or any of these other platforms, right? Whatever they are, they have no liability associated with this, whatever, right? I mean, I've been reading and following this as well. And apparently somebody who maybe owns the platform posted something online that to make fun of it, right? Like there's nothing funny about this, right? Like I read another article where there are girls that don't want to go to school now because their pictures are being nudified and posted publicly and they don't want to deal with the public shame associated with that, which is absolutely well placed, right? Like, so again, just suck it up, Buttercup, and X, kind of take it on the chin and say, yeah, you know what? We're moving fast, we're breaking things. And because of that, okay, this is doing something it shouldn't be doing. Well, guess what? Fix it. Because you have the ability to do that.
Well,
rant number 1.
Their official statement is they have some protections in place.
Well, let's see. It'll only be within a couple of days before we know if those protections are working or not. Like, come on. It's this kind of reminds me where we were told that, you know what, we can't adjust the algorithms, right? The algorithms are what they are. And then Meta through Instagram has now allowed people to control the algorithm. So yeah, they've got the ability to deal with this stuff, right? But any ink, any news is good news, right? So this, once again, you know what's happened here? I guarantee you, as soon as this hit the media, there were tons of people going on Grok going, let's nudify this picture. Let's see what happens here. All of a sudden their usage went, pew, right? So I
could definitely see some creeps going, I can do that now and actually pay for a Grok subscription. I can definitely see that.
Right? So, for some of these individuals, negative press is still good press, right? Which, just from a business standpoint, I just don't get, right? So anyways, rant off.
We had a question. Actually, the video should be going out, I'm thinking this Friday or such, of the Q&A. And a student asked us, is there a way for someone to, like, can you prevent yourself from being, like, nudified on one of these kind of apps? Honestly, no. Except if you never leave the confines of your bedroom and never go outside.
Yeah, because even if you don't post a picture online, what if somebody takes a picture of you unknowingly, right? You're like, there was another article I read where this woman was saying that there was this guy in I think it was in an airport, like using these meta glasses, recording women without their consent, one-party consent, and posting it all online, right? Like, it's like, you just never know. As soon as you leave your home, you got to expect that you're being watched. Yeah. Pictures are being taken, videos being taken, all that kind of stuff.
And then what they'll claim is to say you have to turn that off, you have to put them away, and then they'll claim, well, they're prescription glasses.
Yeah, I think what we need to do, Brent, is we need to invent the cloak of invisibility. So that when we leave the home, we cover ourselves in the cloak of invisibility. So when we go out there, away you go. Now, I have seen there's this company in Europe right now that's developed this mask that you put on your face, and the mask kind of warbles.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Now, that's kind of creepy. Like, you walk around in a mask like that, people are probably going to be phoning the police, especially if you're going into a bank or something like that, right? But I mean, we need to create the cloak of invisibility.
Okay, future idea, because I just finished playing Phantom Liberty from Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay.
2077, and basically it's a game. Okay. And basically there's a technology where it's like a collar, and it's like a virtual mask. It's like a holographic face. So instead of having like a physical mask like confining you, it's just a hologram.
Okay. Yeah.
How about that?
That would work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my hologram would be of you. Hi, I'm Brandon.
Wait, that I never mind. I can see that being a problem. And then you go do something illegal.
Exactly.
Never mind. Cancel that idea.
Yeah, cloak of invisibility. That's what we need. Cloak of invisibility.
That will also cause bad things to happen.
I know. It's just, but the thing is with AI now, that it's just changed the game. And the reality is, it's like we answered honestly to that student. Is there any way to prevent somebody from nudifying a picture that you've posted of yourself? Yeah. Even if you don't post it, somebody else can take a picture and do it. And we've had cases where that's happened.
But that's like saying you can never prevent, someone from assaulting you. It's there can be consequences. Yeah. And, I think we're working on that as a society. If someone does use your image.
There's a legislation before Canadian Parliament right now to make any kind of deep fake nudes illegal.
So, okay. Okay. Next one. Alexa Plus. So we talked about it a few weeks ago, and it looks like Amazon, which is very late to the party, but they are positioning their Alexa Plus to be a direct competitor to ChatGPT. Basically, they launched it on the home Echo devices, but now they have a web portal that kind of looks and functions like ChatGPT.
So like Atlas, ChatGPT's Atlas kind of?
No, like ChatGPT's like an actual chatbot.
Okay.
Because originally because Alexa, you could just, it's an app on your phone and you just talk to it and that's all it does.
Or a pod in your home. Hey, Alexa, play Moody Blues.
Precisely. So now Alexa, and it's their Plus subscription plan model, but they're positioning it to work pretty much like ChatGPT in the web format.
So that you can go, hey, Alexa, I need 2 quarts of milk. I need a couple of pounds of hamburger. And don't forget the M&M's peanut butter Reese's Pieces bars. Order them and have them delivered to my house.
Yeah. So interesting for some people, if you are interested in going into the Alexa Plus ecosystem, because you have a lot of Amazon Home Echo devices, and you might also pay for ChatGPT Plus or something. You can use like a ChatGPT like system via Alexa Plus on the web.
I do see some advantages to having the ability to do that, especially for people who are homebound because of medical issues.
Yep.
Right? Like, you can't go out shopping for whatever reason, right? So you use technology to assist you to ensure that the food that you need to stay sustained in life is delivered to your house. So I definitely think that there's some advantages to that, right? But
I think that's where Alexa can definitely be the advantage, because if we're looking at what's out there, right, we have ChatGPT, which is kind of a good general jack of all trades. It doesn't really integrate well with other programs.
Yeah.
Google, which integrates perfectly into the Google ecosystem
with everything. Like when you said to me that you think Google is going to take over from ChatGPT, I actually think you're right. I hate to admit it, but I think you might be right.
But Google doesn't have a whole lot of like home products.
No.
Amazon, though, they have a higher strength in the home product market.
Right. Like one of the things I have seen, like, have you been watching the CES conference we need to go to that. We need to go to that.
Yeah.
Right?
What I was thinking is I'm thinking maybe next show. I know this show is designed to kind of focus around practical everyday, but I think next show we can look at filter products that are at least coming out this year and give our interpretation.
Yeah, we're going to do that. But where I was going with this, like there are fridges now that can identify if you're low on eggs, you're low on milk and all that kind of stuff. Well, the next step I think is going to be not only will it recognize that you're low on milk, but with a push of a button, you'll be able to order that.
I've seen that. I saw that starting a few years ago.
So that you can go and pick it up so you pick it up. You know, I'm low on milk and eggs and this. So you push a button, it now orders it at your local food store, Thrifties, Sobeys, whatever it is. You go there, you pick it up, you're good to go, or you can have it delivered to your home.
And I think that's where Amazon can have the better strength, because Amazon owns Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? There's literal Amazon drop boxes in Whole Foods for vertical integration.
And now they got those drones that will drop it right at your place too, right? Like, have you seen some of those videos? They're pretty cool.
Yep.
Right? Pretty cool.
So,
my only concern is that, you know, it might be different because it's Alexa Plus, you're paying for it, but now they're going to know exactly the type of food that you're ordering. And so now will they sell that information to specific vendors of food so that you're only buying their product rather than maybe a same product from a different producer that's a little cheaper, you know?
Yeah, but that's, I think, with like any online ordering app, if you order food on, like we literally talked about last week, how food ordering service, they were manipulating prices than what the base price was.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen research now that shows that when you go in and swipe, you know, you like your customer rewards cards, right? And it's tracking everything that you're buying. Yeah. And you know, now all of a sudden, is that information for a price, will that be accessible by insurance companies, right? So if all of a sudden I know that you're buying tobacco, lots of ice cream, lots of junk food, well, maybe your insurance premiums are going to go up a little bit compared to somebody who's eating cottage cheese and yogurt and healthy foods, whole foods, right?
So so when you go to the grocery store, you do two transactions. You got the healthy stuff that goes on your rewards card, and then the rest goes on your cash or your credit card.
These are just things you don't think about. We do because we're reading about this stuff all the time, right? But anyways, You're right, though. I mean, they are well positioned. Amazon is well positioned for this, right?
For smart home ability. Google did have some like home products, but Google tends to like axe its like physical products quite often. And people get annoyed by that. Unfortunate.
What's the next topic?
Oh, next one.
Here we go.
I haven't had time to actually pull the actual paper itself. I have to go to the university and actually pull the PDF. However,
behind a paywall?
Of course.
But
the university, I can access that.
Yeah.
But interesting, at least from the highlights, I am seeing a lot of people beginning to kind of publish and showcase this article, or at least this news report talking about some research stating that average student spends 30 minutes on their phone during the school day.
What are they doing on the phone during the school day?
Well, they were here's a couple challenges.
When are they using it? Are the 30 minutes during classroom breaks, during lunch hour, during preschool or after school? Are they using it for the purposes of what's the word I'm looking for? Learning, right?
My main challenge with this research, looking at the overview, was only 640 teens were studied.
Low number.
And they did put a tracking app on their phones, which is much better than self-reporting numbers, because you actually get like actual data from in the moment numbers. However, because tracking apps do not work on Apple very well, only Android teens were included in the study.
And as we know, in most schools, I would say that most teens, percentage-wise, I would say that most teens, probably in the high 90 percentile, have an iPhone.
It depends where you are. At least I can say here in like British Columbia, where we actually do a lot more in-school work, we are seeing a lot more Apple iPhones.
Yeah, for sure. That may change though, all right? I one of the things I'm finding is that some of these Android phones that are coming out, they're pretty skookum.
Have you seen the trifolds?
No.
Oh, that's a CEX product.
Oh.
It's a Samsung phone. It folds once and it folds 3 times.
So it turns almost into a tablet?
Yep.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now I did read that iPhone they had a brilliant idea, come out with a folding phone. Didn't somebody already do that like 3 years ago?
Yeah. Well, the biggest challenge I see now with folding phones is the creases are.
Yeah.
Although I did see a product at CES at one of the news articles.
I'm looking forward to that maybe the next show.
Yeah.
Because there's some cool stuff. Like, I'll be honest with you, I've been kind of doom scrolling CES all day today, right? Just looking at some of these products that are coming out. I'm thinking, okay, that's cool. Yeah,
see the
that's
dog
cool.
phone and camera?
No,
it's a wearable phone for a dog with a camera.
Oh my God.
Anyways, so we might have fun next show. Stay tuned for that.
All right.
So anyways, getting back to this, couple things. What I have not been, doing the work we do in schools, I have not seen a school or a teacher that willingly allows their students to be on their phones and scroll TikTok.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
My question is, I agree. Like, okay, sure, if a school is allowing a student to be on their phone during classroom time, clearly inappropriate, that shouldn't happen. I think that's pretty fair.
I agree.
So I see a lot of folks who are very, phones are bad, get them away from kids and get them out of schools, somehow latching onto these type of articles claiming that this is happening in every school.
You know, it's interesting because we actually did our 4th interview today of a teen. That one will drop, next Monday?
Probably.
Yeah. And where we're interviewing teens across Canada who are using technology in positive ways. And what's really interesting in talking to all those teens, all of them are telling me that the majority of the kids are not using phones inappropriately in classrooms. Like, they're just not doing it. Yeah, there's some that are, right? But, if they are using the phones in the classrooms, it's usually for pedagogical reasons. That's the word I was looking for. Pedagogical.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Right. Anyways.
So, yeah, I would say, be cautious of these headlines.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, with USB-C being the new standard for everything now.
Yep. That's not a bad thing.
Well, yes. Although, my mother, having got a new Apple device, her old lightning cables, she has to replace.
Yeah.
Because now everyone invested in Apple's lightning being proprietary, and now they're going to the generic USB-C.
Because they were forced to do it, basically.
Yes. Yeah. But, okay, if you're looking for cheap alternatives to have USB-C more available, IKEA coming out with a $4 American, so like maybe $10 Canadian, USB-C charging plug that is cheaper than Apple's and Anker's.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, you got to wonder how robust it is, right?
Well, it is IKEA, so I would suppose it's probably somewhat decent for that. Like, it's not like this is some no-name random brand from a random factory somewhere in China somewhere. Yeah, like, this is they put their brand on there.
Yeah.
So
still probably made in China though.
Right, but different factories have different standards.
For sure.
But if you are looking for a cheaper USB-C charging plug, give IKEA a try.
Yeah. Interesting. It'll be interesting to see if this thing blows up. All of a sudden, you may see the price on Apple's come down, right?
Yeah. Now, it is only 20 watts, though. So it's not like a super fast, powerful charger.
Okay.
Like for me, I always look for 100-watt charging.
Of course you do.
That's what I tend to look for.
Yeah, of course you do.
That's just me. Yeah. Well, literally, these laptops cannot function on. You need 100 watts to run these laptops. Yep. But for a phone, overnight, maybe. But hey, save you some money.
Yeah, especially for like maybe a really good example for kids. We recommend the Pinwheel phone, right, or the Wise phone, right? Something like that. This would be okay because You plug in overnight, should be fully charged in the morning. Save yourself some money.
Yep.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites.
All right, so you sent this to me, and I'm like, okay, so what is the practical usability? I saw the video as
Some
someone.
cool stuff. You see the TIE Fighter?
Yes,
Made
as
the
someone
sound.
who was a Lego kid.
You actually have a whole box of Lego.
I still have all my old Lego
Yeah, you do.
up in the rafters
Yeah,
up
you do.
there.
You do.
So I've been following and looking at different Lego subreddits and communities.
Yeah. Some people love it, some people hate it.
There's a lot of confusion.
Yeah, because
There's a lot of skepticism.
because it goes against the traditionalists, right? So
okay.
why did I send this to you?
You tell me. Why did you send this to me?
I'll tell you exactly why. Because there is no doubt that toy companies are now moving into including technology in their products, right? Some are using it to make it more the way that you use your toy with more intention. What I like about this technology is that it doesn't connect to the internet, right? Whereas there are some toys that are being used, no, it doesn't. It uses RFID technology, right?
Yeah. So I was looking at it. So they have their proprietary BrickNet is what they call it.
Yes.
Which is effectively a low energy Bluetooth NFC.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it doesn't connect to the yet, right? Yet. So, but I guess the reason why I sent it is just to bring to the attention of parents is that we now know that a lot of toy companies, like Mattel is a good example, Disney with some of their products, are integrating technology, primarily AI, into their products. And we need to be aware of that, right? Because AI, as it stands, most of it was never designed for kids, right? And some of it was coming out like during Christmas. There were a couple of products just before Christmas that were tested where some of these AI toys were actually telling the kids where to find a knife to stab people or where to find matches to burn down the house and stuff. Like, come on.
Careful, we're on YouTube.
I know, right? So I wanted to highlight this to parents to say, hey, listen, some of this technology, like this brick that you put into Lego, which is primarily lights up and makes sound effects and uses motion. So like when you build the TIE Fighter is a good example using Lego, you put this brick in there and as you're moving it around to play with it, it sounds like a TIE Fighter. It even has a button that you push and it goes pew, pew, it shoots lasers. And did you like that sound effect?
Fantastic.
Yeah, I know. So it shoots lasers. So it makes it more interactive. Now, it doesn't yet allow you to connect to the internet.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no apps, no internet connection or screens required.
Right. So that's kind of a good thing. So, it's when the technology now connects to the internet that we now have some issues that we need to be aware of. And so that's why I bring it up to parents to say the Lego of today is not necessarily the Lego of yesterday. Or what's that product that Candace uses? Is it Kamikaze or whatever? What's that?
Tamagotchi?
Yeah. Again, I don't want to ruin
I've seen a CS product.
Yeah. Okay, we'll wait till next week to talk about that. As soon as I saw it, all I could think about was Candace, right? Like I'm thinking she's gonna want that, right? So
I don't know. It's AI based, so maybe not.
That's what I mean, right? So it's something that we need to be alive to. Is that today's toys like Barbie or yesterday's toys like Barbie and Lego are not necessarily the same type of toys that they are today. A lot of them are using technology now. And so it's important for parents to understand what kind of technology it is and what can't do.
I'm interested to see how folks will reverse engineer this.
What do you
mean? Do you know what the Nintendo Amiibos? So like on Nintendo Switch, there are these little figurines you can buy.
Yeah.
And there's a little NFC chip.
Yeah.
And you put it on your Nintendo product.
Yeah.
And it unlocks in-game costumes or something.
They kind of do that in the Lego too.
So yes, but what people have done is why would you spend $30, $40+ on an Amiibo? You just print an NFC chip and people are getting their Amiibo benefits by just tapping and making their own.
But can't you program the RFID chip in a certain way so that only a specifically branded chip will work?
You can try. It's really hard to actually do that without it being somehow finding a way to circumvent that.
Oh, okay.
So I'm curious to see how it's going to work. And I've seen some Lego fans saying you can't just buy these bricks independently. They come in kits.
And right now
they come in the kits.
Yeah, and right now they're only in Star Wars kits, I think it is, right? They're looking to increase the different types. But I think if this thing goes over well, I think it's only a matter of time before you can.
But you have to charge these things. Ugh.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
You have to charge them? Do they plug in?
Well, they wirelessly charge.
Yeah, okay.
So like with your phone, like wireless charging.
Right.
So you can wirelessly charge. I don't think the article says how long they last for. Now, it does say the battery is supposed to last for years with inactivity.
Right.
So
I just think it's the reason I brought it up. I thought it was cool, but number two, just to bring to everybody's front of mind that a lot of toys nowadays are integrating technology. Some of it, like I say, connects to the internet. Some of it doesn't. Some of it's using AI. Some of it doesn't. So understanding that is important for parents to know.
I think that's a good state, at least trying to frame this back to the purpose of the show.
Yeah.
You know, this is a product that is not actively connecting to the web or using apps. It's a smart product that is its own self-contained environment.
Yeah. Yeah, its own digital ecosystem within the toy.
Okay.
Right. So.
Pre-orders open January 9th. Full release on March 1st, and the sets are ranging from 70 to 160 USD.
It is interesting to look online at some of the discussions that are taking place with people, especially adults, that have been like Lego traditionalists, right? The legacy Lego, like they're very traditional, and now this stuff is being introduced, and they're going like, "Oh my God, I
saw this. I remember back in
built a little bit of water. Thank God it's an Apple product and it's waterproof."
All right. Well, I saw the same arguments when Lego were coming out, at least in my, looking back in my years, when Lego when they came out with the motorized Lego sets.
Yeah.
And I think I still have an original up there somewhere where you put batteries and there's a motor.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people were still like, is that still Lego?
Yeah.
But just so you know, that's... I think we'll see a lot of interesting things coming out this week.
Yeah, like I said, I've been glued to my laptop today, just looking at all the products that are out there. And some of them you go, really? Okay. And then others you go, really? That's like cool. And if it does what it says it does on the box, cool.
So build a list of anything you find interesting.
Okay.
I'll build a list of things I find interesting, and we'll put them together, and we'll just... we'll react to some of the products from CES.
Like, it's interesting. Like somebody broke it down. Like there's 3 categories that they're finding at this year's CES, right? Mm-hmm. And one is automotive, the second one is home, and the third is like entertainment kind of thing, right?
And then AI everything.
Every AI everything, right?
Even if something doesn't have AI, you just slap the AI sticker on it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that'd be a cool show actually.
So yeah, okay. Well, next week we'll highlight some things that, like the smart dog collar with a camera.
Well, there's a friend of our family who's got a cat who has a cat collar, who's got a GPS on it and a camera. So they can actually pull it up on their phone. They're showing me where the cat is walking around. They show me the GPS tracking of and it's amazing how far this cat travels. Like we're talking blocks, right? And there was one where it was actually chasing a mouse. It was chasing a mouse, and it was all captured.
How does that not breach voyeurism or spying laws?
Well, you're spying on a cat and a mouse?
Yeah, but if the cat goes on someone's property.
Okay. Now, Fluffy, I want you to go over to Brandon's place, hop up on the windowsill while he's in his bedroom doing things he shouldn't be doing, and record it. Come on, give me a break.
Oh no, if the cat accidentally come across something or accidentally...
One party consent.
No, because you're not involved in the conversation. The cat is, and the cat doesn't have human rights.
Well, he gave me consent,
and that's not. That's interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
On that note, thank you all so much. Those are some of the top news stories we thought that could have an actual impact on your daily lives on the internet. From the White Hatter, thank you all so much, and we'll see you all next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye for now.
Good afternoon, Dr. Court. How you brought yourself to where you are today?
Wanting to be generous and accommodating.
Work with young people.
We decided to do some background research on these 3 major mobile ISPs, what's clearly prohibited and could in fact be a violation of their terms of service.
We thought this would be an opportunity to create a video about general buying and selling safety tips on the internet.
created a version 2 that they call the Donashi Scholar, and which is specifically designed for you.
About a new mobile phone that was on the market called the Wise Phone.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Unanswered Questions. Sometimes we just don't get enough time to answer all the amazing questions from students during our live broadcast.
Recent bug in Meta, Facebook, and Instagram proves you cannot always trust a password. AI cybercrime is happening right now and is likely going to be happening more. We wish to recognize these